you, Kathy, very much.
You're welcome.
And I'm honored to be here today representing Voices for Illinois Children and their board member, Bonnie Wheeler, who was not able to be here today. Bonnie does a great job on the Voices board and is an advocate for children in our area, a very strong one. Voices for Illinois Children champions the full development of every child in the state. They work with families, communities, and policymakers on child-related issues. Their goal is to help children grow up healthy, happy, safe, loved, and well-educated. Voices has provided strong advocacy, as Kathy said, for over 20 years, and they unite a statewide network of community leaders, organizations, and engaged individuals who care passionately about children as key to our future prosperity. And they are the organization that provides the research and analysis that educate opinion leaders and policymakers about issues facing children and families. And I have the privilege of serving on several statewide boards which advocate for children, and I must tell you that Voices is above and beyond in the respect that they are given around the state. They're just unsurpassed by any other organization about the research and analysis they do and the policies that they advocate for. All of you should have your annual Illinois Kids Count 2012 reports on the chairs, and this will provide you a detailed look at data illustrating the quality of life for children throughout the state in 4 major areas: economic well-being, families and communities, health and development, and education. And I would like to take a few minutes today to point out several findings of the report. And I believe we can safely say that it is a difficult time to be a child in Illinois and Southern Illinois. First, according to the 2012 report, children throughout our state are caught in a budget crossfire at both the state and federal levels, while policymakers are neglecting critical long-term investments in children. Also, in a time of growing need, the state budget crisis is undermining hard-won progress in expanding opportunities for children. The state budget crisis has eroded investments and jeopardized progress in early childhood programs, child care assistance, prenatal care, children's mental health services, and after-school programs. In reference to mental health services, a 2009 survey indicated that 15% of Illinois high school students had seriously considered suicide in the previous 12 months, and 9% had attempted suicide 1 or more times. Yet, since FY 2009, state funding for school-based and community-based mental health services for children and adolescents has been cut by 20%. And we have seen the impact of these budget cuts close to home in the recent merger of the H Group and SERS. Early childhood education is also in jeopardy. As a teacher who spent over 30 years in the classrooms of the public schools, I cannot emphasize to you the importance of pre-K programs and their power to enhance school readiness skills for young children. Yet budget cuts and delayed payments to service providers have resulted in over 11,000 fewer Illinois children participating in these programs since 2009. Additional budget cuts were enacted in FY 2012, which could mean the loss of pre-K services for almost another 7,000 children. Now, Governor Quinn indicated in his State of the State address last week that he was going to increase early childhood education funding. So this is something that would be greatly welcomed, and we can see a glimmer of hope there. Children and families continue to experience the effects of the Great Recession. In 2010, 1 in 5 Illinois children lived in poverty, and more than 33,000 homeless children were enrolled in the state's public schools. And homeless is defined in the report. You know, these are children sleeping in cars and living in motels and living in parks, and 33,000. The statewide rate of child poverty is 19%. In Southern Illinois, in 2009 and 10, child poverty rates were 33% in Jackson County, 26% in Williamson County, 24% in Perry County, and 29% in Franklin County, all higher than the statewide rate of 19%. As an aside to that, I would like to share with you that at the Poshard Foundation for Abused Children, our number one request, and I ask people sometimes, what do you think the number one request would be? And the number one request for us is beds for children. We only serve children abused, abandoned, neglected, and all of these requests are verified. There's someone in the home that sees where the child is sleeping. And this is not for a new bed or a better mattress. This is for a bed, so that child can come off the floor or a patio cushion. And I still find this shocking, no matter how many times I've seen it. And how can we possibly expect these children to function in school when they're sleeping on floors or in a car? 1 in 4 Illinois children resides in a single-parent household. That's 25% of our children. And single mother households have been hit especially hard by the recession, and you'll hear more about this from Kathy. The state has wide disparities among racial, ethnic groups, and income groups on indicators of academic achievement and educational attainment, including standardized test scores, high school graduation rates, college enrollment, and college degrees awarded. Statewide, low-income students represented 48% of total enrollment in school year 2010-11. Low-income students represented 49% in the Carbondale Community High School District, 61% the Murfreesboro District, 46% in Marion, 50% in the DuQuoin, and 61% of total enrollment in the Frankfort Community Unit High School District.